Hello, everybody that's watching this video. My name is Eric. I am a high school senior, and I just wanted to come on here and start talking about, as the name would say, life, philosophy, all these different types of things that I have going on in my head. It's just kind of like, well, albeit I don't expect this to go viral, I enjoy talking with people who have the intellect like that well enough to talk because nowadays I feel like everything is so fake and shallow, right? Usually I'll go to like a party or just a hangout and I won't feel like inclined to talk to anybody because I don't feel like anyone has real depths to them anymore, you know? It's all about like sex, money, drugs, all of this like materialistic stuff. And I'm a very big religious guy, right? Like I'm Catholic, grew up Catholic. I am very Catholic, like that's my faith. And you don't have to be the same faith to talk to me, right? But I appreciate someone who's well versed in their faith or at least believes in something or if they don't believe in something, they're very strong about it, right? I don't understand why someone would be weak about something so important such as religion because in reality religion is truly like the one thing that matters in the end. If you believe in God, then heaven is eternity. If you don't believe in God, that's your life. Like the end of your life is the end of you as a human being. It's the end of your existence, right? Because you will be forgotten in what 100, 200 years, right? So yeah, I mean, I just don't feel like people nowadays have that depth to them to talk about this. And I just wanted to come on here today and talk about purpose, right? I feel like oftentimes people are very misled in purpose themselves. It's like, oh, what's my purpose in life? And that's not such an easy question to answer, because purpose isn't I feel like people use purpose and goal interchangeably when they shouldn't, right? I have a goal in life. A goal is something set. It's something very, very concrete that you can build upon, right? Purpose isn't. I feel like we have many different purposes throughout our lives, right? Throughout many different times in our lives. I feel like purpose is not something as concrete as, per se, goals or metas or something you can achieve. A purpose is kind of like finding who you really are, right? I found recently, as of now, my purpose is I feel like to inform and to just constantly better myself, right? My goal is to be lean, jacked, have a lot of money, be able to take care of my family. That's concrete, right? That's not my purpose. My purpose right now is not to have kids. Obviously, I'm still a kid. It's not to care for my family because I'm not the head of the family yet. I don't have my own family, right? But that's a goal. My purpose right now is to teach, inform, to give back, right? That's not a goal because it's not something, let's say, grand, right? In the grand scheme of things, it's not something grand, but it's something you can do every day and you can push towards. I can push towards being a better person, right? That's not a goal. Your goal shouldn't be to be a better person. It should be your purpose, right? Because I feel like a goal should be something that is very concrete, right? What does it mean to be a better person, right? If your purpose is to be the best person you can be, even if you fail, you will still be better than those who don't have a purpose of being kind, right? And then again with the shallow, right? Main reason I come on here and talk about this is because I really don't think like half the people or bro, I could say like 3/4 of the people I know, they wouldn't be able to have a conversation with me on this level. And it's kind of crazy. It's sad. It's saddening, right? Because in a wife or a girlfriend, I would want that. I would want to be able to like obviously there's different times for different stuff, right? If I have a girlfriend, obviously I'm gonna be loving and there's times where we're gonna laugh and joke and have all these like maybe we're arguing, maybe we're just not in a good mood. There's gonna be that. But where's also the deep talks, right? Because why would I want a girlfriend that is so materialistic to the point where I can't hold a conversation with her, where it's distractions left and right. The dopamine is just she needs so much dopamine that she can't talk to me eye to eye, making eye contact without scrolling on TikTok or having music playing in the background or having the TV on, right? And it's just so sad nowadays. That's why, okay, it's a little off course, right? But That's why I like to talk to older people, right? And I'm not gonna get into my dating life, obviously, but I do like older women, not freaking 50-year-olds or some stupid stuff like that. But I enjoy talking to, like, let's say, like a grade or two above me, because I feel like I'm mature enough to where I can hold a conversation with them, and they really have, like, as people say nowadays, a frontal lobe. Like, their frontal lobe has developed, which is a term nowadays for, like, maturity, and how people say that their frontal lobe started developing in, like, the last year of high school, last years of high school, which basically just says, like, oh, like, I started to realize, I started to, like, take into account people around them, right? So going back to the main topic, which that is purpose, it's kind of like, I feel like nowadays people have so many meaningless conversations, right? It's like, oh yeah, you'll say something to get a laugh, but that's all you do, right? I'm okay. I'm a very like big guy on moderation, right? Like, I don't drink, but if I have friends that do drink, like, if they ever ask, I'll be like, if they ever ask me, like, why don't you drink? I'd be like, I just don't want to. And if I did later on in life, it'd be with moderation, right? Because anything that you do too much of is bad for you. I mean, you can name a couple things. I can name a couple things off the top of my head that, like, a lot of is good, like studying, physical activity, like raising your cardiovascular health. But at the same time, it's like that leads to mental stress, right? If you study for too long, you're gonna start to hate studying. If you work out for too long, too hard on yourself, you're not gonna like it. What's the point of getting to the end? What's the point of climbing a mountain if you hated the hike? You know, there's no point in that. The point is to enjoy the process. Like, see it at face value. Like, I understand sometimes it's gonna be rough, grueling. Like, you're not gonna want to continue, but see it at the face value and be like, I love this. Like, I love the hustle. I love the grind. I love being doubted. It gives me a sense of it gives you motivation, sort of, right? If you hate it, if you're like, I hate this, I hate the pressure, that's okay. Some people aren't built for pressure. But if you hate it, don't do it, right? I see another big problem with people nowadays is they're just living life, right? They're not enjoying life. They're not making their time here valuable. They're just living life. It's like they're just going through the motions every day. It's like, okay, yeah, summertime. A big problem before I go into the summertime. A big problem is like basing your days and weeks. Days is okay. I feel like for me, if there's a game going on, say let's say NBA, or if there's like a YouTube video that's dropping that I want to watch, obviously I'll look forward to it in my day. But people do that with their weeks. They're like, I can't wait till it's Friday. So you're telling me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday you couldn't? All you thought about was Friday? That shows how little impact you have on others and how little fun you have in your life. I love working out, right? It's one of my biggest passions. I've lost like 50 pounds in 4 months, and I'm still going because I love the process. I would have stopped at 2 months if I hated the process, right? It's so addicting to see progress, and I feel like more people need to see that. Like, it's so addicting. Like, I find studying fun, not always, but whenever I do see the results, whenever I do see my A go to like an A plus, or see my C go to an A, that process is so addicting. It's so captivating. It's like, I want to be smart. I want to learn, right? And then with summertime, it's like, oh, it's summertime, so now I get to take a break, and all I'm gonna do is party and drink and do this, and it's like, why, right? Again, moderation. You can, bro, go have fun. It's summertime, right? It is summertime. Go have fun. You don't have school, but also put a little bit of work in, right? Work towards an essay. Work towards something valuable. Like, work towards something that genuinely, like, is worth your time, right? Don't just go through the motions this summer, right? Find your purpose. Find what it is you want to do. Find what it is what you should do to better yourself, right? Don't just go through the motions, and don't just let yourself be like all don't just let yourself be all like, oh yeah, bro, I'll do whatever. Like, have your mind set on something. What are you gonna do this summer? How are you gonna make yourself better as a person, right? How are you gonna treat others better? That's a problem I see. People The reason why being called fat to me used to hurt is because I know people had truth in the jokes, right? It was all giggles and smiles when they said it. They're like, ah, ha, ha, you're so fat, ha, ha. And then they'd be like, bro, you know I'm joking. And I'd be like, yeah, I know you're joking, but in deep down in my head, I knew like they also weren't. Because you wouldn't call a skinny person fat unless there was some truth to it, right? You would never do that. That's why when fat people get called fat, they get so offended. This used to be me. Because I used to be like, I had so much, I thought about this so much. I was like, why am I getting so offended? I am fat. That's why. I am fat. And I knew that within those jokes, I didn't feel like I felt attacked personally. Even though they might have just like went like, no, bro, it's a joke, like it don't matter. To you that's fair, but to me, I saw it from a whole different perspective, right? But yeah, like there's just an epidemic of like shallowness in people, not enough depth, right? And I feel like we have to, as humans, right? Black, white, red, yellow, blue, Christian, atheist, Muslim, Jewish, right? It doesn't matter where you're from, who you are. I feel like you should be able to hold an intellectual conversation with someone of an opposing view, right? Or someone of the same view. Do you just like people nowadays get too riled up on like feelings and all this stuff that it truly, it doesn't matter, right? Like it doesn't matter how you feel on a topic, it's about the facts. I could be so ambiguous and like think about like a bunch of different stuff, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is the facts, right? My feelings don't take into account whenever you're talking about politics, religion, and all this stuff because it's just facts. You can't debate that. You can't say, "Oh, I felt this way, so it has to change." No, that's not how that works. But yeah, that was episode one, vlog one, whatever I'm gonna title this. I don't know. I'm gonna make it some corny stuff to get people's attention. But yeah, I'm running on like 12 minutes right now. I'm gonna edit this, maybe put some background music, but I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this gave you a little bit of a greater insight on your life. And I truly hope this motivates you to do something better with your life and to go out and have that conversation, you know? I'm not following my own instructions. Go talk to that girl, dude. Or if you're a girl, go up to that guy, compliment him. You know, say hi, say what's up. I don't have the confidence to do that, but it works for some people. If you have the looks, if you have something like that, like if you have the looks, if you have the confidence, bro, it works. I've seen it work time and time again. I don't have that, but you might, right? You viewing this might, and I'm telling you, I've like grown farther apart from lots of people over the years because I chose not to be shallow and I chose to look at things not just at face value, but seeing the depth to it, right? And I feel like that's one of the best decisions I've ever made because if I lose a friend because I'm being honest and truthful and I don't want to just fake smiles and fake laughs, oh yeah, I'll follow you back, bro, like I fuck with you. No, like that's not it, right? That's not how that works. You should really just think because take everything personally with a grain of salt, right? What I mean by that, take like people know what they're doing, man. Like if they're leaving you undelivered for what 5 hours, it's like okay, maybe they have something, but if it's been more than a day, it's like in this day and age, there's no place where someone genuinely cares about you and they don't check their phone for a day and they don't respond to you. That just doesn't exist. Value yourself, respect yourself enough to put your foot down and be like, that's not okay. Like, set your boundaries, right? But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you watched all of it, or if you just skipped to the end, it's whatever. Like, it don't matter. You're just missing out on knowledge, but I love talking, right? So please like this video, share it with your friends. I'll definitely do more. I need more ideas and stuff to talk about, right? Bro, I would genuinely do like I'll make another channel just so I could like teach chemistry because that's genuinely a passion of mine. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Whoever you are watching, I'll keep you in my prayers, my viewers. Hope you have a great rest of your night or day or morning or whatever you're doing. And don't forget, like, you are loved, you are welcomed. Like, there is someone out there for you. All right, peace out.